to have studied so far. Let me write what we have studied. Can anybody summarize? Because I'm done with baseline configuration GL. So in implementation project, separate consultant will be assigned for the GL just to handle the GL area. So whatever I taught so far will be handled by the GL consultant. So what we have studied so far? Can anybody say? Summarize. Chalo, Neeraj, start from you. What we have studied so far?
It's
Hmm?
fair knowledge about about implementation, like what kind of a documentation, how many stages are there. Then document splitting, we learn. Then leading ledger, non-leading ledger, new GL we learn. Then baseline configuration we learn. Mm, 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 uh, mm, Baseline configuration, like all thing, then GL also, how to create the GL, like operating chart of GL, group chart of GL, then country specific chart of GL. And then we also learn mass journal entries, how to add additional field in the template in Fury apps. We learn about enhancement also. We learn about the conversion also, and some fair idea about workflow,
Mm-hmm. Then
controlling,
what?
basic controlling also we learn,
Hmm.
and data migration, what the GL sir we learn. Profit center also we learn.
Okay.
So I covered everything, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Any other person has any other opinion? What so far we have learned? So whatever you have learned so far, if you are going to work as a GL consultant in implementation project, then all these activities you have to do as a GL consultant. In big project, they'll hire GL consultant separately, asset separately, AP separately, taxation separately. So so far what we taught is to make you GL consultant. So you learn first of all baseline configuration, and you have not just learned how to configure it, you understood how to conduct the workshop, how to collect the business requirement, how to document it, how to prepare business blueprint, how to prepare KDS, how to prepare KDD, PPML, and based on that you are configuring, and to configure how to create the TR, what tool to use the TR. After configuring, how to prepare the configurational document, how to prepare process flow document. So documentation part also simultaneously you have learned. Not only that, you also learn how to prepare the test cases, how to prepare test steps, test scenarios. After testing, how to document it, what tools we have to use to pass the test cases, to track the test cases. Lot more thing you have learned in this 1.5 month. Then then what else you learned? So in baseline configuration, what are the important point you feel that is important in baseline configuration? In baseline configuration, what is the important point? Chart of account is important. I can still argue either you want one chart of account, one is mandatory, two or three. You must have very logical reason If you are telling 2 or 3, y2, y3, y1, you must have very logical reason. In case if you are telling, let's have operating chart of account and group chart of account, or operating chart of account and country specific chart of account, you must have very logical understanding, rational behind it. So chart of account is very, very important, because if you create more or less chart of account, it is going to impact whole your business process. So chart of account is very, very important. The next point, I give preference to currency and ledger setting. Currency and ledger setting is also highly important. Irreversible kind of configuration. Once you make mistake, it is a blunder. Many a time, your one mistake may cause huge loss to the business. It may delay the implementation because of your mistake. So you need to be very cautious. You need to be very clear what you are discussing, what you are agreeing with the client, and documenting it. You are having proper sign up from the client before you configure the number of currency and number of ledger in the system. It's not that during UAT business realizing and saying that I have never told to use 3 currency, 4 currency, or I have never told to use 2 ledgers, 3 ledger. You must have the documentation what you are configuring. That's the reason you are configuring based on the KDS, KDD, business blueprint. Certain documentation you are referring and configuring it, and make sure that is signed by the client. Another important point is document splitting. Document splitting is highly important. It is very, very important. Document splitting in S4 HANA. Then next point I'll give important to controlling area. Controlling area setting, maybe you may say that it is not, it is very easy, but the component, the attributes which you put inside the controlling area is very important. So controlling area is also very, very important decision you have to take in the implementation project. Then what else? What else is important in the baseline configuration?
Account group and retained earning.
That is okay. That you can add, and I mean anytime you can add also. Anytime you can add. That will not cost you huge problem.
Oh,
But these are something very critical. Sometimes you cannot change it. You are so late to change them. Okay, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's say after 3 months you are telling I need 2 controlling area. It's too late for you. Or I need one additional ledger. You are too late for it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Then what else is important in the baseline configuration? Okay, let us see. These are the important. You did the baseline configuration, and documentation is highly important. Documentation is highly important. What are the documents you learn to prepare? Let me
KDS,
start. Let's
KDS.
start from Abhishek. Abhishek, how many documents you prepared? What are the documents you prepared? Abhishek,
The KDS.
you give me in sequence wise. You don't give me randomly. You tell me before the configuration you start, what are the document you'll prepare. So let us bifurcate before the configuration, after the configuration, then training, then before go live, after go live, you bifurcate in this way. So what are the document you have to prepare before doing the configuration?
Before the configuration, KDS will be required, sir.
Yes, okay, good. Then
And after configuration, like after the configuration is done,
directly
uh,
you'll go to configuration. Before configuration, what are the document you are going to prepare?
one is
Only
KDS,
then
and then while doing the configuration, I mean, we need the sign off from the business. That is the business blueprint. The
business
script.
blueprint.
One is the business blueprint, and once the business gives us the sign off, then we will go ahead with the configuration.
Don't go configuration directly. I'm still asking before configuration, what are the document you have to prepare? You focus on that only as of now.
Okay. One is KDS, one is business blueprint, sir. These two will be
Then
required to sign off.
nothing else. If you have to, then how will you prepare these two document? Before preparing this document, what you'll do? See, this document
We
will not automatically be prepared, right? To prepare this document, you need to do something, correct?
Yes,
KDD document.
KDD document. Tell me, Abhishek, what is called KDD?
it's a requirement gathering document.
What is the full form of KDD?
So I can recall now. I need to check.
No problem. Who can say what is the full form of KDD?
Key design decision.
What you try to capture in this one? What you try to collect in KDD?
We will collect the information about the configuration. Like, let's say if we are having discussion with the business on chart of accounts, we will ask
Yeah,
what should be the length and the language and whatever the information we required for that particular configuration. We will ask business about it. We will capture it.
correct.
With
Very
reference to
nice.
that, we will design. We will do that KDS document.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice. So whenever you conduct workshop session, whatever doubts you have, whatever confirmation you need, that you have to confirm with the business. That is known as a key design decision. So once you get the confirmation, then you have to prepare the business blueprint and KDD document. Sorry, KDS document. Before all this, you need to have the BPML. Then what is called process flow diagram? This process flow diagram can be after the configuration and it can be before configuration also. What is called process flow diagram? Hmm?
Okay.
What is
Can I
called
answer,
process
sir?
flow diagram? Yeah, please answer it.
Yes. Process flow diagram will include in-depth knowledge of the process, I mean, in the diagram format. uh,
Very
which
nice.
let's say suppose business wants to know how the vendor payment cycle will be there from creating PO to till making the payment. In the diagram it will be mentioned like how what are the transaction codes we will use in the uh, from a purchase order like ME23 and everything to till making the payment F-53 in the diagram format. So process flow will be there uh, from PO, receiving PO, then making GRN, then receiving the invoice, posting invoice, and making payment in that format.
Correct. Agree, I agree. So that is process flow diagram. See, whenever you're traveling or riding on the road, you'll find the traffic signal, right? Let's say you want to travel from Bangalore to Mumbai, then you'll find signal in the road, traffic signal. Those are nothing but process flow diagram that are guiding you how to reach from Bangalore to Mumbai. So you have to prepare a lot of process flow diagram also. Why do you need to prepare? Many a time business feel very comfortable when they see the chart, when they see the diagram. Let's say you are conducting the workshop for ages and to be. Ages means how, what is their current process and how that you are going to put into the S4 HANA or in SAP system. So you have to prepare the existing diagram, existing process diagram, and same you have to also show how you are going to do same thing in S4 HANA. Two diagram you have to prepare. So they feel more comfortable. And if at any step in the diagram, if they have any doubt, they will ask the question and they will ask you to correct it. Okay. So this is very, very important. Let's say as Shreyas said that he will create PO and then he'll do MyGo. You are showing that create PO, do MyGo. But in between you are not showing that you should go for release. The moment you create the PO, it should be blocked. And there should be some approver who will release that block. Okay. So that is how they will identify from existing process how you are going to do in S4 HANA. So process flow diagram is very, very important. Okay, very, very important. Before preparing process flow diagram, you may have one more document called BRD, business requirement document. What is called business requirement document? Anybody heard something called business requirement document?
Yes, sir. We discuss the requirement with the business and understand and what is the requirement that we mention in that document.
Exactly. So business requirement document, see, when you are discussing with the business, many a time you can't remember everything. And many a time you can't note also everything in Excel or something. So you should have the proper document. You have to document properly. Problem statement, solution, rise up, gap, everything. There will be certain format. In that format, you have to write the business requirement. Most of the time, you can ask business only to prepare the business requirement document because they know better than you their current business process. So let them only prepare it. So they will prepare what is how currently they are doing certain process. So based on that, you can analyze and you can prepare your own process flow diagram that this is their current process and this is how I'll be doing in the S4 HANA.
It is also known as a change request, correct, sir?
Change request. Yeah, you can say change request is something different. I'll talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking as of now for the implementation
Implement.
project. In implementation project also change request comes. Let's say you initially discuss something, later business say that they sometimes they'll tell that once development is done, everything is done, then they will ask to change something. That time generally we ask them to create the change request. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say you build one report and at last moment you are telling our business is requesting that I need some different thing. Your developer will tell that I can't accommodate same in same original requirement, I need change request. So change request is also used in the implementation project, but mostly it is used in the support project. Okay. Okay na?
Okay.
Okay, so change request is used for the enhancement, like any enhancement, then we need to go for the change
Okay,
request,
I
right?
don't want to confuse you. Whatever knowledge you have right now, keep it with you. Once I train, change request, that time I'll train. Type of incident. Okay. I don't want
Okay.
to confuse you, or you are already confused. I don't want to clarify now. Now, next is 2.7. Then what else you do? This is configuration side. This is the configuration side you are doing. What if there is any gap? Let's say all this requirement you are doing. So whichever can be met by the SAP standard, you will be configuring it. But if there is any gap which can't be met by the SAP, so what documentation you will do for the gap or for rise of, let's say for rise of, what are the documentation you have to do? For rise of, what document you have to prepare?
FSD
Yes, Lord.
specification.
Very nice. FS. Some people say FS functional specification. Some people say FSD functional specification document. Some people say FD functional document or functional design document. So this document also you have to prepare. Whenever you go and discuss about the business requirement, if it can be achieved by SAP standard, you will configure it. If it cannot be achieved, then you have to consider that as a gap. Then you have to prepare the functional specification, how you are going to achieve that gap. Then along with that, focus on data migration side also. Let's say you are the GL consultant. So far I taught you the GL. You are a GL consultant. So what are the object, data migration object? What are the GL data migration object you have? Unless in GL area, what are the object you have? Hmm? If you are a GL consultant, what are the data migration object you have to migrate? Hmm? Can anybody explain? What are the migration you'll do in the GL area? Why are you so silent, man? It's really
Yes,
making me
sir.
very sad.
Yes,
After
GL
like
quoting
balance.
such hard, I'm telling you are learning with second world best trainer. Please capitalize this opportunity. Yeah, tell me, what are
Sir,
the data migration you'll do? Yeah, please
so we
tell me,
will do
sir.
the we will migrate the GL accounts from legacy system to S4 HANA system, as well as we will migrate the non-open item balances and open item balances.
Very nice. Now to migrate that, do you need to prepare any document, or you'll just directly go and extract the data, or there will be certain agreement, certain documentation you have to prepare? That's a data migration side. Is there any document you have to prepare while doing the data migration?
Data migration, definitely we have to prepare certain document because we need to consult with
But what
business
is
what.
that? What is the document? That's what. Let's say today you are migrating one field and business is telling that you missed this particular field. Then how do you save yourself? What document you will tell that, okay, sir or madam, this field you have not told to migrate. That's the reason I have not migrated. So what document you will show them? It will happen, right? Many a time business will come, right? They will tell why you have not migrated this particular field. Correct?
Yes.
And in SAP, every field you cannot migrate, correct? There are a lot of fields are there. So definitely you have to finalize the fields. So what document will prepare to finalize that field? I have told you very clearly. Or how will map the legacy field to SAP field at least? Okay, no problem. Have you heard something called FMD document? Functional field mapping document. Sorry, field mapping document. Have you heard this one? You don't remember? Many time I have told you, let's say right now your client is in Tally and you want to migrate to SAP. Has anybody used Tally before? Tally? Tally software have you used? No problem. So from legacy to S4, you have to map the document, you have to map the field. In legacy, what is the, let's say, company code? You know that if you want to do the transactional data, GL open item or non-open item, you want to migrate. So to migrate, you need company code. In SAP, you say company code, but in legacy system, what you say? You maybe say legal entity, or you may say corporate entity. So you have to map this. Corporate entity is equal to company code in SAP. Maybe in legacy system, you say journal entry type, but here you are telling document type. So you have to map them. Okay, right? Hello? You got it now? What is called field mapping document? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir.
And whatever field mapping document you have prepared, you have to show this to the business. You have to tell them this is how I'm mapping. So if there is in ACC or in legacy system, if you are telling corporate entity, it means that I'm mapping as a company code. So whatever value I'll find in corporate entity, that I'll pass into the company code. Whatever I'll find the value in the journal entry type in ECC, that I'll consider as a document type, or I'll do the conversion in between if it is not same to same. Okay, right? Hello? Yes or no? So you have to prepare field mapping document also. So do you think that all this can be done in 1 month? How much time it will take all this? Hello? Guys, how much time it will take all this?
2 to 3 months.
This is the
Sir,
reason.
yeah, yeah, go, sir.
So this is the reason people say that configuration is knowledge is just 10%. Actually, configuration knowledge is not 10%. Configuration knowledge require 200%. Because of this configuration knowledge, you can do this one easily. If you don't have this one, you cannot prepare all this. So these are the byproduct of this one. If you don't have SAP knowledge, none of the document you can prepare. Because whenever you are preparing any document, concept is there in your mind, then only you are able to prepare this one. Let's say in college time, without having the knowledge in your mind, will you be able to prepare the note? You can copy paste, that is separate thing. From one person note to another person, you can copy. But if you want to prepare your own note, you should have that knowledge in your mind, right? Correct, na?
Correct.
Somewhere you have to refer. Either you refer from book, or you refer from another person notebook, or you refer your mind, but somewhere something there. Then only you can prepare the notebook. If you don't have anything in your brain, then how can you prepare all this documentation? But if you have proper knowledge, configuration knowledge, I'm telling 100% is configuration knowledge. Very, very important. Okay. Once you have configuration knowledge, all the document you can prepare easily. The next, you have to prepare one more document called test scenario test script. What is called test scripts? What is called test scripts? Guys,
Sir,
what is called
wow.
test? Hmm.
Whatever testing we will do, we will mention in the test script those steps.
What? Very nice. What is the difference between test scenario and test scripts? What is the difference between test scenario and test scripts?
Test scenario will be included the process, And test script will be the step-by-step process what needs to
Test
be
scenario
executed.
test scenario is a part of the test script.
That is not clear, but what he told, one more person told, that is somehow clear. Can you give an example of test scenario and test scripts? Let's say if I'm telling, hey Abhishek, please finalize all the test scenario in your GL area. Let's say you are the owner of GL, and I'm telling, uh, please finalize the test scenario in your GL area. Then what are the scenario you'll finalize? Then after 10 days, I'll tell, please write the test script for those scenario. So what does it mean? What this two word meaning?
Test
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 scenario
scenario
scenario.
like
yeah, yeah,
Business
go ahead. Sorry,
existing
sorry, sorry.
process, sir.
Sorry?
Test scenario means is a business existing scenarios, we need to create the positive, we need to test the positive case and negative case.
Correct. That is correct. That is also correct. But that is not what I'm trying to refer on. Test scenario means something different I have taught. That is what I'm expecting them to answer.
What are the transaction codes they used in ECC, the legacy system? We need
Mhm.
to create all the scenarios in S4.
Correct. That is also correct. But I mean correct, but a little bit professional way try to answer, na. Like experienced person, you are learning to become an experienced consultant, to a knowledgeable consultant. So what is test scenario?
test
Neeraj,
scenario, sir, is
yeah,
like
yeah, we say,
sir, if we want JE posting, journal
huh,
posting, that is one test scenario. So we
okay,
will in JE posting will be one scenario, and there we will mention the steps that will be required to do the JE posting and the path in SAP.
no problem. Then what else? You give me two, three example.
Then second is clearing of manual clearing of GL accounts with open item. This is another scenario.
Now tell what few more scenario you tell.
Then another scenario will be um, it can be like foreign currency postings
Hmm. No
with
problem.
GL.
Hmm.
How
So
to
that is test scenario. Test scenario, let's say you are telling accrual testing. Okay, in accrual you are telling sometime with open item management, with non-open item management, park and post, display document, repost of cost. So all these are test scenario, reversing document. So that is test scenario. Test steps, how you are going to do that particular step. You are telling that post journal entry with local currency, one scenario, post journal entry with foreign currency, another scenario. Now under that you are going to write the steps. Open or log in SAP, give FB50 in command bar or open Fiori app, however you are going to test. Enter below inputs company code document type. Enter posting key for TGL account this. So that is not a test steps. But test scenario is post journal entry with local currency. Our post journal entry can also be broader test scenario. Okay, right? You got it now. This is known as test scenario. Next, you go park and post, another test scenario. Another test in accrual document posting. Another document recurring document posting. Another test scenario reposting of cost. So these are known as a test scenarios. Is it clear? Display document, reversing of document. Hello, is it clear? What is called test scenario? So in broader way, you have to finalize the test scenario, what you are going to test. Then one test scenarios are finalized, then you write the test steps. Is it clear? Tomorrow, if your manager is telling, please prepare test scenario and you don't know anything. What is called test scenario? Your GL master creation can also be one of the test scenario in case if your user is interested to test it. Generally for data migration object, we don't put as a test scenario. We don't test separately again, but it can be. Understood what is called test scenario? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes.
You got it now? What is called test scenario? Create a GL master or manage GL master. Now under that is test scenario, under that you can create, you can block, you can change, you can extend, or each scenario, each what I'm telling can be considered as one of the test scenarios. Then how you are going to do actually that, test steps or test scripts. Is it clear or any doubt?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Now all this when you have, then next you go and do the configuration. Configuration, whichever area you are responsible right now, you are responsible for the GL area. So you have to configure related to GL, meaning that baseline configuration is part of the GL. Whoever is responsible for GL, he will be doing the baseline configuration. So you have to refer your KDS document, business blueprint document, and you have to do
Configuration
the
document, sir. Right, sir.
part configuration document.
So we will prepare the configuration document also, like.
Wait, first focus on configuration, then post
Okay.
configuration I'm going to discuss. Focus on
Okay.
configuration. So
Okay,
you
sir.
have to configure the system. Configuration can be done in many ways. Sometimes you have to activate the BC set. These are the some automated program. If you implement them, your SAP will get configured automatically few of the area. There will be many things you can't configure. Some functionality will not be available to configure. So you have to understand which are the BC set you have to activate. Many a time basis will identify them, but they may ask you also to identify and give them BC set. Then you have to activate business function. Before starting your configuration, business function you have to activate. Then there are some SAP best practices. All this should be imported in your system. There are few more, but I don't want to confuse. So first, all this should be set up in your system before you actually start configuration. Otherwise, you are going and trying to configure the node itself is not available in the SPRO. What will do? Then you realize that okay, this business function not activated, this BC set is not activated. So first, this should be implemented in your SAP before you actually go and start your configuration. Then you do your configuration. What you create company code and all those things. You want to configure controlling posting period, but you have not activated the business function, it will not work. You want to configure something in asset, you have not activated BC set, it will not, it will, it will not, that path itself will not appear. If there is any add-on service, industry wise SAP give add-on, meaning that if you go here, if you want to get that node, you have to add that node. Then only that will appear, other it will not appear. industry some add-on required. Let's say I worked, there is something called asset retirement obligation. So here below comes. Right now it is not coming asset retirement obligation because that is not added in this system. Because that is add-on feature. If any industry want to use the asset retirement obligation feature, then they have to add that feature. Then only it will appear here. Other it will not appear. So all these things you have to first set up. Then you begin your normal configuration. Now, fourth number. Again, documentation. Documentation, testing and documentation, let's say. Now, Neeraj, you tell what you are telling. After configuration is done, what documentation will do? Hmm? Neeraj,
Uh, After
what will
configuration,
prepare? Hmm.
we will perform testing, so unit testing. For this, we will prepare the test cases
No,
and
the documentation. You told now one document. I expecting that one.
yeah, configurational documents, sir.
Config rational document.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
told
yeah.
says CRD, config rational document you have to prepare. What is called config rational document?
In configuration document, suppose I am preparing for the like chart of account, like then we will mention each and everything like menu path. These the details we will give there. T code also we will give
Okay.
the.
Okay.
Suppose PPE, then the all the steps, like all the 6 steps, T code, menu path, everything we will mention there.
Anybody else would like to refine in the answer? What is
Uh,
called config rational document? Yes, yes.
in the configuration document, we generally maintain the path of that configuration and T code of that configuration, and we attach a screenshot of the whatever configuration we have done in the system into the document.
Okay. Is it deliverable document or for time pass purpose you are preparing this document, CRD document? Or it is agreed with the client that will prepare config rational document and give it to you?
uh, this is not mandatory document. Suppose we have done the implementation and to pass on the knowledge, suppose business is having some in-house consultant, so for their future references we create this document.
So is it deliverable document or non-deliverable document?
uh, it is a deliverable document, but we will not deliver this to the business team but to the IT team.
Yeah, but at least you are delivering to the company, right? I mean
Company,
client,
yes.
right?
And yes.
So it is deliverable document. Huh? It's not that it's my choice. I'll prepare, not prepare. You
No.
should prepare in proper format, proper size, proper font, proper coloring, proper sequence. Okay, Niraj. Some client are very
Okay.
particular about the documentation. Even one small and capital letter mistake is there, they will escalate. Okay, na? Put
Yes.
proper clear screenshot. If there are huge configuration data, extract that data, then put the attachment. Again, some client will not allow you to put the screenshot at attachment because of the compliance issue. Some industries are very uh, very stringent for the compliance. They will not allow you to put any screenshot in any documentation. So whatever is allowed, put those information and prepare the configurational document. Configurational document is whatever you have configured, you have to put into the Word format. So that as he said, client IT team, they can refer it. Their support team can refer it what we have configured, and this will also be the base to give the KT to the support consultant to support consultant, because once project goes live or before project goes live, you have to give the KT to the support consultant. We give two kind of KT, one to the support consultant, one to the business. To support consultant, what we have done at the consultant level, and to business to perform the individual activity. So we give the two kind of uh, training. Some training we give live, some training we record, and we provide the video also, web based training. So I mean configurational document is clear, right? No doubt, correct? Correct, right?
No doubt.
Sir,
No doubt, sir.
no doubt.
Then post configuration, what tells you to? Then while configuring, some configuration will be saved in the transport request, some configuration will not be saved in the transport request. So what document will prepare for that, which are not saved in the transport request? All the format I've given you, that's the reason I'm expecting. And you will also get idea how in real time implementation happens. That's the reason it takes time. We implement in 1 year, 1.5 year, because all these things are there. That's the reason it is taking time. If it was just configuration, then it would have finished in 2 months implementation. So what document will prepare if your config is not saved in the transporter request? Hmm? Or you are superhuman being, you'll remember everything what is not saved in the transport request. After 2 months from the development system, it is going to quality system, or from golden client it is going to unit test client. You'll remember everything which are not saved in the transport request, and you can do in next system. You remember everything, or you'll document somewhere. If you document somewhere, what is the document name called?
Cutover file.
Cutover activities.
Cutover activities file. What is this cutover activities? What are the detail will be given in this cutover activities file? Hmm? What is called cutover activity file? Sir, please reply. I think people celebrated New Year very happily, eaten biryani and no happy food. Still not, still digesting, huh?
Like what kind of a data we are migrating from legacy to SAP, that information we will mention in the cutover activities.
Okay. Then, if you are getting confused with cutover, let me put another word, manual activity at least. Now you answer. What is called manual activities?
The configuration
What
which
is
are
called
not
manual
saved,
activities?
the
Huh?
configuration which are not saved in TR, that we need to do manually, sir. Like number
Okay, but
ranges.
when you're performing these manual activities, what are the detail at least you'll prepare? Let's say you are a manager, you have to track it. What are the manual activities has to be done in each system or in each client? So what are the detail you write at least? Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. I'm expecting like normal
Sir,
student, I'm expecting the answer from you. Yeah.
like maintenance of number range.
That is the item, okay, but what detail you'll write in that? Let's say you write maintenance of number and that's it. It is sufficient in the document. Or you'll write, let's say serial number 1, maintenance of document, a path, T code, primary responsible person, secondary responsible person,
Yes, yes,
area,
that.
it is finance area, yes, SD area, PP area, then secondary person, the timing from when to when time, date on which you have to maintain, then any dependency, let's say you want to maintain the number and any dependency there, yes, TR should be moved, then only you can go in and next system you can maintain the number range, right? If you don't have company code moved, will you be directly able to maintain the number range in the next system? Any dependency, not dependent. I'm expecting this kind of thing. I want to check either you have really good knowledge or not. I have given one format also how you have to prepare the manual activities file. You have to write the contact detail. Let's say Abhishek is a responsible, he is on leave or he is not available. I have to call him. I have to check him either he is logging, not logging. If he is not logging, then I have to call to his secondary person, secondary responsible person. If tomorrow is a manual activity, 2 days self I have to align that guys please be available tomorrow at so and so time, because sometime there will be client opening only for that this time to this time, that is known as window opening. Only this time to this time you can maintain the cutover activities. After that it will be locked, you cannot modify anything. So can't you maintain everything in the Excel sheet? You have to maintain every detail in the Excel sheet in proper sequence. Because many freshers make this mistake. They will configure, they'll forget what they have done because they'll not note it down. Cutover activities. Then in next system, they will start getting error. And in the development system, in unit test client, they will not get error. Then same question we raise. Why you are not getting in the unit test client, but you are getting error in the UAT client? Reason being they forgot what they have done in the unit test client and they forgot to do same thing in the UAT client. And they're not remembering because they are superhuman being. They thought they will remember, they will do in next system, they forgot. Somehow they Google here and there, they fixed it in the unit test client. Now they forgot. Save Google link is not coming for UAT. So please maintain proper cutover activity document also. Then only your life will be good. Otherwise you don't know the sometimes the urgency of the issue. Sometimes urgency of the issue will hunt us. It will not allow us to sleep. Make habit of preparing nice document. I have shown the format. I have asked you people to submit the document. You people have not submitted the document and you have joined for real-time training. You are the biggest culprit. You yourself is not allowing yourself to learn the real-time content. And you're simply hovering here and there, this trainer to that trainer. But till the time you improvise yourself, nobody can inject any knowledge in your mind. It's you who has to inspire yourself to learn more and more. Please, all this thing, whatever I taught and whatever content I have taught, convert all those content into this format. Into this format, you can convert. And let's coming Saturday, let us review. Let us review how much you are able to prepare. Devote your time, 1 hour, 2 hour required every day for you to practice. It's very, very important because content is very huge. And post corona interview pattern also got changed. Earlier people were asking what is what, but now it is not what is what. Why I'm teaching you data migration, why I'm teaching workflow, why I'm teaching enhancement? Because now market is very competitive. Now expectation from the candidate is very huge. I had one student who got, I think 13 lakh package, and he also got one more package, almost 24 lakh package. You know what is his dilemma? His dilemma is that Sir, if I go for 13 lakh package, there will be less work. If I go for 24 lakh package, there will be more work. Trust me, exception is there, but either you go for 13 lakh package or you go for 24 lakh package, they will try to utilize you fully. They will try to utilize you fully. Either you go for less package or more package. If company has 9 hour working, they will utilize you 9 hour. Either you go for this much package or you go for this much package. So don't think that if I join as a junior consultant, I have to work on very easy thing. Not necessarily. That is where you will complain to me, sir, I'm a junior consultant, but they are still giving me the big work. They're giving me difficult work. What you'll do? So make yourself strong enough, make yourself expert, so that, see, some people wear the age on their face. Age. If you look at their face, you'll find the age. Some people wear experience on their face. Experience. Experience not necessarily related with the age. If I'm 50 years old, doesn't mean that I have more experience or I have more knowledge. A 5-year guy can also have more knowledge on his face. Okay. So knowledge is important, not the age and not the number of experience, number of years of experience. And this is one of the drawback most of the HRs are also making. Who are showing more number of experience, they are getting more package. That is absolutely wrong. Actually, they have to give the salary based on the knowledge. A 5-year, 6-year guy have learned 3-4 modules. He taken training 3-4 modules. He is working day and night in different kind of project. Obviously, he will be more knowledgeable than a person working only in one kind of project for entire year, 10 years, 15 years. That's the reason you'll find many such people in the project who will be very senior, but knowledge wise zero. Because if you are working in the GL account in next project, you'll be preferring to work only in the GL account. You'll never prefer working in the asset accounting, or you'll never prefer working in the treasury, because when you go in the next project or next kind of stream, it will not let you sleep. It is trouble. Let's say I'm working in the GL for last 5-6 years. I'm working in the GL. If somebody give me asset accounting, I'll be very apprehensive, very reluctant to take the asset accounting area. Thereby, I'm losing the learning in different area. Or I'm working in the asset accounting, I'm very reluctant to take the treasury. I'm very reluctant to take the closing cockpit. And this is where people miss the opportunity of learning. Because the moment you take new area, your pressure level starts. You have to do a lot more research. You have to reach out more number of your friends. Because it is new area, you will not understand anything. And to build that knowledge, you have to do a lot of research. That is also one of the reason few people are not going new area. Thereby they are reducing their expertise. They're limiting their expertise. That's the reason I'm telling, just because number of years of experience doesn't mean that you have more knowledge. A person, let's say in 5 years, he worked in 5 different projects in 5 different area, he will be having more knowledge. Okay, right? Hello. Okay, now. So guys, please, you are going to work either fresher or as a experience. Expectation is almost same, trust me. Expectation is output. Expectation is a ownership of that area, whatever you are going to take, full ownership. And trust me, at some point in time, Google will be less to search your answer. Whenever you have problem, you'll realize that Google is not sufficient to find out your answer. Sometimes such kind of issue also comes. Sometimes you'll call more than 10 friends, no answer. You searched in Google more than 3 days, no answer also comes. So please build your knowledge very strong. It's very, very important. This is the time you are in right hand. I'm here to give you right training, right career guidance, real time content. Utilize it. That will directly help you to work on the project. Okay, see you tomorrow. Please focus on documentation part also. If you have not done the configuration, finish your configuration first of all. Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay,
Yes,
na?
sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye bye.